It's Black as Night. Dickie Black on the Bay Area's rock station, 107.7 The Bone.
In the studio with me tonight, Whitfield Crane from Ugly Kid Joe.
Hi.
Whit, how are you?
Pretty good.
So the big surprise came when I was doing a live broadcast at the Mayhem Festival, and I'm talking to Shannon from Godsmack, and he busts out that there's like a new Ugly Kid Joe album in the works.
Yes.
And I was shocked.
Right?
Shocked and thrilled and surprised. And then I ran into you at the Metallica at the Moscone Center gig, and you were like, yeah, it's done.
It is done.
How did this even happen?
It came from Shannon and Dave Fortman did a record with Godsmack called The Oracle. And they, that was, I guess, their newest record they did. And they started talking about it. Klaus called me, and we met up in Los Angeles, and we met up in Louisiana. And it took about 6 months, but we're done.
So no one from is it all original?
Well, the
guys?
original, the best version of that band is the 1995 version.
Okay.
The Menace version, Menace to Sobriety. So we had Dave Fortman producing, we had Shannon on drums, you had the original. I haven't even seen the bass player in 10, 12 years. And he was, he's great. Klaus, who's my best friend from Palo Alto, where I grew up. And then, we tracked it in LA, and we tracked it in Louisiana, and it's done.
So did everybody come together for this, or was it done 21st century style where the hard drive gets shipped around?
Originally, we were supposed to throw down in January, so everyone flew there. But then Dave Fortman at the last second got a gig of some kind. So we all rehearsed the songs, whatever songs may or may not make it, which, now we got 6 songs that made it. And then we rehearsed in January and then tracked between January and maybe March in LA. Did drums, did vocals, did guitar tracks. And then we ended up with 3 songs from those sessions, and then flew recently to New Orleans and recorded with Dave Fortman, who is not only our guitar player, but he's really grown into an amazing producer as well. And we're done with it. We got 6 songs, mixed, mastered, and very excited.
Ready to roll out.
Yes.
Is there a release date?
No.
Distribution, all that good stuff?
This is the first, as far as sharing it, we're still going through artwork and album titles and all this and that. And seeing you at Metallica, I was like, right on. And this is natural. Like,
it was just coincidental.
Why I'm sitting here right now is a total natural flux. And I'm like, oh, rad, because there's no middleman. It's just you and me.
It's you and me.
Saw each other. What is? And then we saw each other at the show. And so, this is the first time I'm even talking about it. Really.
It's serendipity.
This is right here. This is
it's exclusive.
It is.
All right. Well, everybody can find them both on Facebook pages. There's an Ugly Kid Joe Facebook page and Another Animal Facebook page to keep up with you guys so that when the music is available, they can come and get it.
Right.
We've got 6 songs ready to go.
That's right.
But it's the new millennium, and you don't need to go and get a record deal and have it come out in the traditional sense, because I'm not getting the impression that that's what you guys want to do.
Well, hard copy sales are done. Like if you and I started a band tomorrow and sold 60,000 records, we'd be #1 in America. Period. So like people aren't really buying CDs, and there's lots of from iTunes. There's a couple different ways you can release your music and get paid or whatever it would be. So I would think we'd probably end up with iTunes sooner or later. We're still busy picking through artwork and album titles and stuff like that. So, but I bet we'd end up on iTunes sooner or later.
That's actually been kind of refreshing is because nobody's buying records. The genres where people are still loyal to purchasing a hard copy of something, that you're getting all these metal bands.
In Europe, they actually, as my investigations go, how was Europe when I talked to my music friends? How was it? What's going on there? I guess like vinyl. We talked about vinyl a second ago. People are digging vinyl. There's a renaissance of vinyl.
They tried to kill vinyl a while back, and they couldn't. It went down to I think maybe 3 companies that were making vinyl, and now you've got so many bands fighting to bring it back that everybody wants to do a special vinyl issue.
Yeah, well, vinyl's cool
just to keep it going.
Just because the artwork of vinyl. Like, do you remember like opening Kiss Alive 2 and looking at that and just being all, yes, I commit to this. Or you dump water on the sleeve for Into the Outdoor Zeppelin, right? Remember that changed the color? Did you know that?
No, I didn't have any Zeppelin records.
You did?
I didn't have a lot of records. I was actually kind of broke.
Okay.
Weird, huh? For somebody who does music for a living. I know. Sorry. It's weird. But I was on the forefront of not buying records.
Right.
I was the original, we don't buy the music, we just download it digitally, I think. D. Yeager's giving me a dirty look, like, how dare you steal music?
What do you think about this, Yeager?
Yeah.
The downloading stuff?
Yeah, what do you think about where's music right now as far as like what we're talking about?
You know what, to be honest, I was more perplexed with your Facebook page here. I was kind of distracted.
Yeah.
What's on the Facebook page?
Personally, I don't download stuff like illegally just because I got to a point where I just didn't want to just do it. I'd rather buy the bands. I think your Facebook page got hacked or something, or maybe it's a wrong link.
That's not Facebook.
That's not it?
Wikipedia.
That's Wikipedia?
Yeah. You're going to go to Facebook.
Wait, but no, this is Facebook.
You guys are killing
See,
me
but look,
right now.
look what happens when I click on it.
No, that Trippy shows up. Yeah, I saw that.
We're having a problem locating the Facebook.
See, so if I search Ugly Kid Joe,
right, I'm looking.
the first thing that comes up, that's not
All
it.
right,
Wait,
you guys
here are
find the
results.
Facebook.
Yeah, I swear,
I'm going to pay the bills and play some music, and we are going to revisit this in a minute. It's
God,
1077 The
that's
Bone in the
classic.
studio with me,
Okay,
Jaeger
look.
and Whitfield Crane from Ugly Kid
Look,
Joe.
it's not that.
The only station that really knows. Classic Rock 1077 The Bone.
1077 The Bone. That is The Doors, and people are strange. I'm Nikki Black, and in the studio with me are some very strange people. Whitfield Crane from Ugly Kid Joe
just a
and
little.
Jaeger from, 1077 The Bone. And me. I'm a little strange sometimes. But speaking of strange coincidences, run into Whitfield Crane at a show. He says, hey, Ugly Kid Joe has a new album. I had to go and have him in here to talk about it. And now I kind of want to... And I know you have like 8 bajillion of them, but I kind of want to hear like some old school Ugly Kid Joe stories.
What do you want to hear?
I don't know, like a good touring story. Like,
Okay, I got
who were some of the favorite bands that you toured with?
Well, I mean, early on, we toured with Scatterbrain. We toured with, you said earlier, Kick Tracy. But, we sold a bunch of records really fast. And all of a sudden, we got offered the Ozzy tour.
Yeah, because I saw you at Kick Tracy
No, I
at
mean,
the
it
Stone.
It went 1, 2, 3, boom. And all of a sudden, and the funny thing was...
Ready, set, go!
We were really young, and we loved Ozzy. And
How old were you then? Like 19, 20?
23.
23, okay.
22, 23, right in there.
Yeah.
And anyway, anything we were asked, we'd always just, we'd always somehow go back to Ozzy Osbourne was the king. We loved Ozzy or this and that. And so, push come to shove, we got offered the Ozzy tour in '92, the No More Tours Ozzy tour, right?
Yeah, because Ozzy was going to retire. Remember that?
We didn't know anything. So we go. This is a good rock story. You're asking for one?
I want it.
So and it's really good. And so anyway, so we get the Ozzy tour. We have an EP out that's not even that good. It's not even that good. The music's not that great, but we're selling a bunch of CDs. And the lineup on this particular thing is Ozzy Osbourne, and it's Motorhead on their 20th record, then Ugly Kid Joe, then Ozzy, which let's just say out loud is unacceptable.
Dude, I remember that
Motorhead
tour.
opened
I
for
still wanted to see that show. when
Listen.
tour came
So this, and I mean, wrong. Agreed. Wrong.
So
okay. So this is the best. This is how rad Lemmy is, and he's been my good friend ever since. So we're all sitting there. It's his first show. I forget where it was. And I'm like, we're all just bouncing off. We're so excited. We're gonna meet Ozzy. There's Zach. We can't believe it. It's we're so. And I kind of look around and everything's all, and I realize that something's wrong. And I go, because we should not be playing second. There's no way. So I cruise. I kind of stick my little head in the Motorhead dressing room, and there's Lemmy sitting there, with kind of a solemn Lemmy look with his white boots, and he's got the humans around him, and I'm about, wonder if he has that look because he hates us, and I'm like, because I would hate us, right?
Yeah.
So I cruise in. I didn't even say anything. I never met the dude, and I walk right up to him, and I got right on my knees in front of him and put my hand like his Mother Mary or whatever, and I just looked at him. He looked at me with some rad pirate scowl, and he goes, he's all.
And, you're literally at his feet,
Yeah, no,
on your knees, hands clasped in worship.
I'm just gonna say it like it is. I get right in front of dude, and I go, he just looks at me all piratey, and I say, dude, I'm sorry. And then a nice little pause, and he's all, I'm glad you said that. And boom, and now he's looked at me ever since that moment. That dude. So that's a good rock story.
I love any story that starts with Lemmy is a good story.
Rad.
Did you guys have a great time touring with them?
Yes, absolutely.
Get to hang out with them every day for 6 weeks or something?
It was more than that. It was the American tour, pretty much, until Alice in Chains ended up at the end and we went to Europe. But no, it was long. I mean, in my mind, it was.
I want to have you tell that Glenn Tipton story again, but we don't have enough time. Have you got like a short story? Because you have so many great rock star stories.
I have good ones.
You want to give us a short one real quick? Couple minutes?
I can do your story. Okay, this is the passport story.
Okay.
So this is I'm Ugly Kid Joe, total drunk, kind of fat bearded singer at the end of a tour.
So you were Ugly Kid Joe.
Yeah, I mean straight up. And our tour manager was named Grant Cooper, and he was sick of me, really sick of me. And I'd saved up all my per diems. This might be too long. But anyway, at the very end of the thing, he had all my per diems, which was like a couple $1,000s, and he couldn't wait to get rid of me. And he sat there, and he had a destruction bill and how much of my tour, and then all the money disappeared. They took me to Heathrow Airport, and as I got there, like with one shoe and whatever, and he handed me the ticket, I realized I didn't have a passport, right? And I'm like, but Graham, he's all, I've done my business, I'm done with you, and he sped off, and I was sitting there at Heathrow with a ticket, no passport, kind of disheveled and thrashed, and no band. I wanted to get to New York to see my then girlfriend, right? But what did I have? The only thing I had was from the 1992 Ozzy tour. I kept on losing my laminate pass, and I dreamt the night before I got this laminate that I had a picture on the back of the pass with me and Ozzy, right? So when Bobby Thompson said, "Whit, you have to have a pass," I actually I had that laminate with me, a picture of me and Ozzy on the back of it, straight up screaming, right? So I walked to where you usually have a passport with the airline and said, "Hey, look, I lost my passport." Da 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 da. And they said, "Oh, you need a passport." And I go, "Do you guys know who Ozzy is?" And they all went. This is before the Osbourne show. They went, "Ozzy Osbourne." They all perked up. I go, "Look." And I showed them that's all I had. Laminate of that. And that laminate with me and Ozzy got me from Heathrow with no passport, no paperwork, no nothing, no pictures, no fine, no nothing. Got me from London Heathrow to JFK, where I showed up and was all, "Ozzy Osbourne." They didn't like that at all.
He's English.
And New York didn't know what to do with me, and they finally just kicked me in the street. But from London Heathrow, disheveled and thrashed, no passport, no nothing, not a picture, not like, "Are you really anybody?" I was, "Look at me," you know, because it was undeniable. It was before 9/11, you know.
Yeah. Right.
So but even that said, that's impossible. And I made it all the way with just a laminate from the Ozzy tour with me and Ozzy on the back, and that's rad.
Priceless.
So before 9/11, you made it around the world with a knife in your carry-on.
Yeah, well, nobody heard that story, but off the air, we did have a story about Whit's magic knife that he backpacked to carry on around the
and
world.
no passport.
Yep. Might get it done.
You are one lucky guy, Whitfield Crane. You really are. Yep. Thank you for coming in tonight.
Was that a good story?
That was a fabulous story. Right. I knew you would come through for me. It's 107.7 The Bone.
Classic rock lives at 107.7 The Bone.
I'm Nikki Black, and in the studio with me is Whitfield Crane from Ugly Kid Joe, and we got a shot of Jaeger tonight. Jaeger's hanging out with us, and I'm wondering if you wouldn't mind giving us the family tree of how Ugly Kid Joe ended up with Another Animal and Godsmack connections. Okay. I can kind of see how you've got a lot of the same people in the same band, but how did it, did some of the guys go from Ugly Kid Joe to Godsmack and then Godsmack back to Another Animal?
Okay, Shannon Larkin joined Ugly Kid Joe probably in 1994, I'm pretty sure. And that said, we had our experience in that band, and then we've been friends ever since. Shannon did many different bands, and one of the bands that he ended up in is Godsmack. Right now, that band goes on and does whatever they do. They sell lots of records, and he's happy as a clam in that band. But then those dudes on tour decide that they would like to do a side project, and I'm not even in the thought process yet. And they had that all done. They're ready to go, and they had a singer, and they had it all done in the last second, literally 11th and a half hour. Their singer was like, "Look, I don't want to do it," and they literally had it all ready to go, and then I got a call. Literally came back from jogging in Palo Alto, and I was like, "God, be rad if someone would call." And bam, the phone rings, and it was Shannon. He goes, "What are you doing?" And I go, I just got back from jogging, dude." And he's all, "Are you clear?" I'm like, "Oh, that's funny enough. I am clear. I feel real good. I'm healthy, la-di-da." He's like, "You want to be in a band?" And I go, "What band?" He goes, "Well, it's Another Animal. It's every dude in Godsmack." And I go, "Really? Do I have to try out?" He's like, "No." And I go, "What? Well, then what do I really need to do?" He's like,
"Do I have time to take a shower?"
Can you get on a plane next week and come to Boston? I'm like, "Yes, I can do that." And we both believe in each other tremendously, without a doubt. So those dudes were all, "The Ugly Kid Joe dude."
Oh, did they really say that?
But that's if all you know is everything about you, you don't know if I got the skills to pay the bills or whatever. But nevertheless, he backed me, and I flew there and I went in there, and you got Lee Richards, who is the original guitar player, and Vocal Magus. I mean, the guy he's incredible vocally. I can sing a lot of. I'm getting better at singing as I go too, but I can sing a lot of different styles, and I can sing a lot of different notes, but I don't quite know what I'm doing. I can't read music or anything like that. Why Lee, not that he reads music, because he doesn't, but he is he can sit there and get the best out of me vocally that I can't even believe is me. And then he'll be able to, he sings harmonies on that. So you think of the great bands, right? You think of Van Halen, you think of the backups, or Beach Boys, you think of the backups, or Crosby, Stills and Nash, you might think of the backups.
Alice in Chains.
Yeah, think of the backups. So you never, but I really never thought of that. Mm-hmm. And looking back at it, wouldn't that be fun to be in a band with us? So Another Animal is, long story short, that's how I got there. And then we made a record in 2007, and then those guys have been doing whatever they're doing, and right now we're back, and we just made a couple songs and mixed them with Dave Foreman and mastered them with some dude. And
some dude. So there's Another Animal album. There's Another Animal album.
2007. We
ready to come out.
We made a record with Universal.
Okay.
And we made a record, and Storm Thurgeson did the artwork. That's the guy who did Dark Side of the Moon and Houses of the Holy, and we were like, "No way, it's rad." And
how'd you get him to do your artwork?
this is the best ever. So I don't. First of all, I'm sure I know his name now, but when Shannon goes like this, Shannon's fully driven, and we're sitting up talking about artwork and what he thinks and da 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 da. And he goes, "We should get Storm Thurgeson." And I was like,
And you're all,
oh, I'm all, who's that, dude? And he's like, he names, just Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, la di da da. And we had no money to even make the record, really. I mean, Universal was going to release it or give us a couple bucks to do it, but boom. So we were like the human that works at Universal art department contacted Storm, and Storm was super cool. He's a true artist in the sense of this. He goes, we're like, we said straight up through email or however it worked. We said, we have no money. We live for your art. What do you think? And the best retort was like, I don't even care about money. Please send me some demos, and if I like it, I'll do it.
Ooh.
Which was, righteous, but scary and exciting.
Yeah.
Then, what songs should we send him, and what should we do, and what do you think? And we send him
Because he's obviously not going to be afraid to send it back and be like, screw you guys.
Sucks. No.
Yeah.
Good luck. And that's a barometer of like because we thought we were doing some good music,
Mm-hmm.
So we sent him whatever demos we sent him, and boom, it was on. And it's pretty neat to be part of anything to do with that.
Well, yeah, because whenever there's a retrospective, your album's going to be up there next to Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin.
Right?
And
he did an actual
in his
art showing
artwork.
here, and I went and saw it. He had all the original sketch for Dark Side of the Moon, like a pencil
That was last
sketch.
year, wasn't it? It was recent.
Couple years.
Was it a couple years ago?
Oh,
I thought I remembered somebody saying something about it.
He
but-
might have done it again.
But what was awesome is you told me that Ugly Kid Joe has a new album out, and I really want to play this song. So I want you to tell us what about it. How it came about.
This is one of 6 songs from Ugly Kid Joe that we just finished, and the song's called "Love Ain't True," which speaks for itself. And the cool thing about the song is it has Angelo Moore and Dirty Walt from Fishbone on it, and that is like being knighted into something really good. All right, so you got the horns. I mean, Fishbone horns. Angelo Moore, Dirty Walt, and then Angelo singing backups for the choruses. Then you can hear the dude scat at the end of the song, and I love it.
Now, how did that happen? Because
Well-
that's not a natural
the song.
progression.
Okay, once
like-
you hear the song, you kind of understand. It has that edge of like old, like let's say Uplift Party Plan Peppers or Freaky Styley, whatever it is. It's got that energy, right? And that's a Fishbone energy as well. So if you hear the song, like I could hear when I would go to sleep, I would hear. I go through all the different songs we're working on, and I could hear horns in this song. I could hear it in my head, and of course, immediately I can hear Fishbone on this song, right? And we did what we could do. We went through my good friend Sonny Mayo. Used to play guitar player in Snot. You remember Snot?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Snot got back together for a minute.
For a second.
Yeah.
And anyway, so Sonny was tracking our drums and some guitars and whatever we're doing. And I'm all, dude, you know those guys better than I do. And he's all, I will do. I mean, I saved the text. Like, you save certain texts. I saved the text. In fact, I read it. It's so rad. And he did what you're supposed to do. You go through Norwood. Then it gets to those guys. And then you're calling. You're like, what's up with it? Is it gonna happen? What's up? And then boom, it's on. Then you have to like really wonder, will they show?
Right.
You know what I mean? They're musicians.
It's true.
Are they the one? So Dirty Walt came. He put the horn.
They're on like stoner musician time.
They really are,
which is double late.
Yeah, and that's interesting. That's a musician for you. But they both showed, and being in the room with Angelo Moore, what a trip. He's the biggest bright light of energy bulb, freaky style. Like he's got so much energy. Like look how high I'm getting talking to. The dude.
You're about to bounce.
He's amazing. So you hear him on the track, and to be on it with those guys is nothing but an honor. You know what I mean? You can't shake your head at that.
All right, tell us the name of the song.
This song is called "Love Ain't True," UKJ.
I think that you're a bitch who only likes me 'cause I'm rich. You want for me to buy you clothes and lots of powder for your nose. Yeah, you're the worst I ever had. Ooh, and I think it's pretty sad. Oh, that I'm still in love with you. Yeah, even though my love ain't true. My love ain't true.
1077 The Bone. That is brand new music from Ugly Kid Joe.
Love ain't true.
Love ain't true. First time you will ever hear that on the radio.
That's right.
Yeah, but not the last time, I'm sure.
I hope not.
And eventually people can hear it whenever they want when you guys get it on iTunes. But in the meantime, they can find you, Ugly Kid Joe, on Facebook.
Is that right?
Right? There is a fan page that we have discovered.
How do we word it correctly?
Type it in www.facebook.com/uglykidjoe.the-band.
And look out for who? Fabio Jr.
Fabio Jr.
That might appear.
If
Yeah.
you search for
Like a
Ugly Kid
pink
Joe,
shirt. Be careful with that.
If you search for Ugly Kid Joe on Facebook and you end up with the Fabio Jr. Spanish crooner Facebook page, you
got
will
the wrong
know that
one.
something
You
has
got the
gone
wrong
terribly
one.
wrong. And you can go to the Nikki Black Facebook page. You can go to 1077 The Bones Facebook page. You can go to Jaeger's Facebook page. We've all posted a link to it. So you can find it that way, which is, wow. Yeah, it was like so weird.
How rad was it, though, that everybody in this room came together?
Yeah.
Every computer was open.
We did. I think
everyone was like, it's us against Fabio Jr. Dude was on it over there. You're on it over there.
It was like a mad campaign against Fabio Jr. That poor guy. He's such a. How does that happen?
He did bring us together.
It's true.
In a sense,
It's like
in
the
the room.
most random cyberspace glitch I've ever seen. Honestly, I just have to wonder if was it random or did somebody purposely do that or. We don't know.
It's a good one if they did, though. That's a high five right there.
That's a great practical joke to play on somebody. It's almost like being rickrolled, only way more complicated and strange. So tell everybody current lineup of Ugly Kid Joe that's playing on the music that you just recorded.
6-song EP. Current lineup is me, Whit Crane. Oh, here we go. 6-song EP. Whit Crane, singer. Klaus Eichstadt, guitar player Dave Fortman, guitar player Cordell Crockett, bass player and Shannon Larkin on drums. Boom. 6 songs done. Ready to go.
Done.
Nikki Black. Nikki Black.
She sleeps all day and she works all night. What kind of girl do you think she is?
It's Black as Night on the Bay Area's rock station, 1077 The Bone.